Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Slippery Mate, and welcome to Layout and Loot, part 7767. A lot of sevens in this. This one's Arena. It's because I like, well, you know, it's Arena got a shout out in the patch notes, probably because it was a shit layout, and I specifically said it was a shit layout, and I kept skipping it for as long as I possibly could until like, hey, guess what? The patch notes were like, hey, we made Arena changes, and guess what? The changes are good. Except for possibly this very spawn that I've gotten, but I'll try and show you what I mean by the changes are good, and I'm not necessarily going to full clear this, I'm just going to run through you and show you the layout. Holy shit, maybe I should do that every time. Okay, I'm going to slow down and think for a second, actually breathe. Instead of like full clearing maps, which I am inevitably doing, maybe I should just run through really quickly and show you the layout in this layout part, and then just the whole other 100 maps that I did can be the loot part. Holy fuck, mind blown. One sec. I don't give a fuck about a map unless it makes a tink sound. Wait a minute. Where's the... okay, there it is. Up here. This appears to be literally one of the worst layouts I've gotten, unless of course it's... usually you start here and then you go through. I'm just going to do the whole thing and see if it makes sense as to... yeah, it makes sense as to the way my brain thinks it is. It's basically Pillars of Arun except bigger. Like, you know how Pillars of Arun... okay, if you don't know what Pillars of Arun is, basically, it's like a hopscotch game, right? There's like a dot, and then there's like 9 dots, and then another dot, and then that's the boss room. That's what this is, basically. There's like a... you start as a... oh, it'll make sense once I get the big map up, if I'll get the big map up. I'm just, you know what, fuck this. Who gives a shit about Legion content, am I right? And I go through here, and I should have a doorway. Yes. Go down here, then I full clip. I go down here, and this should spit me back out down there, please? Yeah, it does. Okay. Yeah, so it works the same. I just spawned in a weird spot. Maybe there's multiple layouts. Who would know? I would know. There it is. I don't have to tell you about it. Okay. Then this should be the boss room, right? Yeah, okay, it works exactly how I thought it did. Unique. Sweet. Oh, he's got reverse knockback. That's pretty cool. Anyway, map. Zoom out. Apparently I've zoomed out all the way. Okay. I need like a darker background to show you. I'll just stand here. Okay. So I spawned here, right? And you can go to 3 separate pathways that link up in 3 different ways, and then the boss room. It's a better layout. I got the shitter layout of the 2 new layouts, but it's better than it used to be. That's for it. It used to just be a mindless clusterfuck, but it's way better now. So that's the layout, and that's you know, I didn't really. You know what? Usually I get halfway through my sentences to stop. This time I'm getting about 20% of the. Oh, what was that button? Anyway, I pressed it. That was really weird. Anyway, here's the stuff, and I'm just gonna keep saying anyway. Quant, 61. Rarity, 36. Pack size, 23. This is how many maps I got. I should let you know. I've already put all the maps in map stash. I got 277 or 227, 277. I got 277 maps. I've already put them away because I ran out of space to put like the loot and stuff, and I forgot to identify all this loot. Do I keep... there's a possum on my roof. I was going to say, do I keep this in or do I edit it out? I'll probably just keep it in. I'll just ID it all now because that's what people love. People love it when I ID shit. That's already ID'd. Okay, and then I got this one as well. Fuck, I won't have enough wisdom scrolls for this. ID. Shit. I'm out. Fuck. One sec. Okay, one sec. Where did that come from? Alright, I picked it up. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, one sec. Okay, sweet. Okay. While all this stuff's IDing, which it doesn't do automatically since I alt tab, the layout's pretty good. I'll give it a 3, maybe a 4. Let's give it a 4. The densities, I'll give that maybe like a 3. The boss is very easy to kill, but it doesn't necessarily drop you anything good, but there's 3 of them, and maybe if you like corrupted the maps, you could get a lot of sack frags out of them or something like that. So I don't know, I'm actually inclined to give it a 4. Then again, the boss, like, the calculations on the boss doesn't actually come into anything related to like the arbitrary map score, so it doesn't really matter. I could give this like 10,000 or 1,000, I think, and it doesn't matter to the it doesn't matter to the score in the end. Yeah, look at that. Anyway, so let's give it a 4 either way. That's everything. Can you see this? Is this too small? One sec, make it big. Let me just make sure I'm on display capture. I am. Lucky me. I'm gonna zoom in, and I zoom in, and I zoom in. There we go. It's a little bit bigger. Nice. Like I said before, I don't know if I put it out in this order. I've already done Hydra, it's down there. I'm probably going to get rid of this and this and this and this and think up some new way, because I don't really, just thinking out loud, which is everything that I do, I don't really think I want to count specifically, even though I've got over here exactly what drops and exactly what the ratio would be. I don't, now that I think about it, I don't really want to do this is how much chaos in value I got, because that's not how really quantity map works. And if you're going to be farming, like the whole reason I'm doing like all of these maps is to get a general idea of which maps are the most juiciest so I can do them 10,000 times. But that's not how quant works. Quant just increases generic drops. So like a better way for me to count... Okay. Sorry about Discord side effects, I can't get rid of them. That was me, not you, don't worry about it. Basically, this is how quant works. It takes a whole bunch of base numbers, puts them together, and then spits out how many items or currency items drop from a mob, right? So, one of those things is pack size, one of those things is how many mobs are in the map, one of those things is how much quant you're running, which is none, one of those things is how much quant the map is, and one of those things, which we can't figure out, is the base quant of the monster itself. And every map has a different type of base monster in it. Generically speaking, garden maps have the splinter boys and all that shit, and the goats and stuff, and underwater cavernous sea maps have crabs and stuff like that. It used to be really important for bestiary what map you did, and it related to what beast you got. Now, because bestiary monsters can spawn in generic just randomly all over the place, and like prophecies and stuff like that, there's a little bit of fuckery to what shows up in a map, but mostly the map with the big golem boss where you run in a loop has a lot of little golems in it, and those little golems, more so than any other mob, have a higher base quant, which is like 8% or something like that, compared to other mobs, which is like 6%. And 2% quant in the base of the monster doesn't sound like a lot, but it is when it's the base number they use in the calculations of all the quantities. So, generically speaking, I don't give a fuck how much money I get back from a map. All I care about is the total amount of individual orbs that drop, because the calculation that quant is used in is basically the same way that this number here influences. It doesn't influence how many maps you get back, but it influences the tier. So it's a 58% chance to map drop 2 tiers higher. So the 100 in 158 means it's 100%, it's already guaranteed. You're gonna get 1 tier higher than what you would have normally gotten if you didn't have any number there. And the 58 is 58% chance to get another drop on top of that. That's what quant does. If you get 100 after the calculation quant, that means you're guaranteed to get 1 item currency drop from 1 mob. But magic mobs, rare mobs, white mobs all have different quant numbers within themselves, also the base number. So basically, the entire reason I'm doing this is to figure out, generically speaking, what maps drop a higher frequency of currency items when I'm using 0 quant myself. I'm assuming someone smarter than me can come into here, find all the numbers, and get basically the base quant for the monsters, or the base quant, generically speaking, for the maps. So even though all maps, if every map had the same amount of mobs in them, and had the same quant, and had the same pack size, you'd still get different drops, because the monsters you're killing themselves have different base numbers, and that's the whole reason I'm doing this and trying to figure everything out. Does that make any sense? Probably not, because I'm not very good at maths, and I'm even worse at explaining things in English, considering it's the only language I can speak. So what I should do, long story short, to wrap everything up, is not calculate the value in chaos. It's basically just do like a sum of like all the currency drops that at least I'm recording in this scenario, because I've done some. I did hydras without, by accident, not picking up transmutes. So if anything, I should just generically add all these numbers together to get the total amount of orbs dropping, and then just use that in my calculations. But I'm not gonna right now. Long story short is what I'm saying is I have no fucking idea if I'm gonna keep this method, or do the method I was gonna do with hydras, or just generically count up the orbs. That probably seems like the more likely of what I want to do, but either way I'm still gonna record individually the individual ones I got, because other people are like, I want to see how many egg salts he got, and I got 0, etc. So here's that, and I'll just throw this into this little calculation-y thing. Did any of that make sense? Did any of that make sense? Probably not. I've lost like the entire audience. 0, 0, 3, 12, 95, 1, 127, 11, 49, 9, 55, 21, 1, 618, 618. I'm not looking for a way to get rich fast. No, I'm just trying to figure out the shit that isn't figured out. Does that make sense? I don't know. Although in a short sense, yes. At the end of this, I'll know which map at that moment in time is best for farming currency. But everything changes every league because GGG themselves have said they rebalance like all the drops and all the map drops and all the quant drops and all the item drops around the league mechanic in question. So I won't be able to use all this information at the end to do calculations. I'll only be able to use individual leagues within their own right to do the calc. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all for nothing basically in the long run. It's just we're trying to make it seem like we're doing science when in fact we're just lying and bullshitting our way through everything. Silver coins, 17. 17? Yep. Apprentice is 10, 9, 0. Glass is 17, 20, 89, and that should be everything. Nice. So that's that thing done. I'll make this spreadsheet public at some point. I'm trying to, someone's like, hey, you should incorporate every spreadsheet you've ever made into one mega spreadsheet. And I'm like, yes, but also that's gonna take a really long time. So that's cool. This is separate currency, so I'll throw it in here. I've ID'd everything, have I? No, I'm a dumbass. On ID, I will ID this all and speed it up in the video afterwards. Hey, I'm back, everything's price checked, although I'm still a little bit slow on the checking everything. I've entered everything that was in this tab apart from a couple of big items, and when I say big items, not necessarily huge, but like look at the fizz damage on this and the attack speed is max and the dex is min, but who cares about this? That's worth like 40C or something, and this is worth like 90 or 80C, and this is worth like 3C. Okay, don't look at that one. This one's worth like 20C, and this one is just a it's an Agnerod, so we're keeping it. And this thing is worth something or other, and all of these are worth something or other, and I'm going to scroll over each of them individually, but I'm not going to necessarily tell you what they're worth, but I'm just going to say that I put them to the side because they were worth more than 3C, so I pulled everything out of here that's worth more than 3C, excluding the essences on the left. So everything in here can be vended, which I'm not going to do because that would take way too much time, and everything, oh, not that, I haven't taken anything out of here though, so I'll do that now. This is like 5C and this is like 3C, but maybe that's only because it's, yeah, only because someone is selling them for 3C, because magic items are, you know, not really worth price checking, and half the shit here is magic, so maybe I'll just get individually. This is worth money because it's got life and 2 types of multi, but not really a high multi, but it's life and 2 types of multi, so someone will want it for like a relatively 5C price or something like that, maybe 7C or something. This is because, then again, that's just life. Discord knows it's my bad. This one is multi-attack speed, I guess. Maybe that one. I'll pull this one out as well because it's attack speed multi and then another multi. Then again, it's not an ailment, and I don't know if you can use that with lightning. I don't know. Some of the stuff's worth stuff, some of the stuff isn't. There's no major GG amazing amazeballs jewels in here. Maps are worth stuff, that's worth stuff, that's cool. I'm going to hand in these gift cards. I'm just going to double check this. I don't think there's anything I missed apart from if I just want to vendor this for, like, it's a 5-link technically speaking, but no one's really buying 5 links at this point, so I could vendor that for 6-socket stuff. But when I vendor all this anyway, I'll get my 6-socket stuff out of it, so that's cool. I'll roll over each of these individually. Why is this worth something? Probably because of the int. Yeah, I had another one in here though. One of these is worth way more than the other one, and I can't remember why. Maybe this one just because of the int. No, it can't be it. I don't know, maybe. This, because life and stuff, I should stop saying why. Yep, these, it's just the rolls. Like, if it's a unique item, it's because the rolls are particularly good. Wow. And someone said I couldn't spell. I agree at this point. Yeah, it's the rolls, 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 or the fact that it's a leveling item. Or it's a leveling item, or it's a mage item, but it's the rolls, and it's the rolls, and it's the rolls, and it's the rolls, and all that shit. These aren't necessarily good. I mean, they're pretty crap, and I pulled them out of here. Like, I'll show you the roll. Look at this. Garbage, 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 garbage. I mean, that's okay, I guess, but no one's really using it. But I'm going to val it because they're val bait. I can't really see if there's anything else in here that's val bait. No, it doesn't appear to be anything worth valing. Maybe this? No, I'm just gonna not. This? No, no. Yeah, okay. How many things do I have to val? 4 or 5? Okay. 5. What? Oh. Yeah. Yeah. And we got nothing. Although it's life and like attack speed. You know, that might have made a couple of chaos, like maybe 2 or 3. Boom! Yeah, I didn't make any. Oh, it's a 4 link. Cool. Boom, boom, boom. And it's nothing. Nothing. Garbage. That might sell. Probably not. This might sell. Maybe it will. These are good. I'll sell all of them. When I say I'll sell all of them, I'll list them in my sale tab for the prices that they're worth. And no one will message me for any of them, and then I'll just vendor it all when the tab gets full. So maybe these. Maybe list these a little bit lower instead of the sale price. I'll list them like what they're worth, kinda. Shit! Don't look at that tab. Gonna hand in these, and then I'll hand in the div cards, and I think I'm done. Boom.
Nice.
Boom. Boom.
Sweet.
Sweet. Boom.
Nice.
Boom.
Nice.
Boom.
Nice.
Boom.
Nice.
Nice.
Sweet.
Oh. Nice. No.
Nice.
This map,
Sweet.
by the way, when we actually get to
Nice.
the div card section, dropped a
Nice.
lot of 3 voices because the boss, there's 3 of them,
Nice.
and that's what you need to get 3 voices card is 3 bosses in the map.
Sweet.
And it dropped a fair few well, it's the map specific div card of Nightmare Bassinet helmet unique. So with any luck, we can hand that in and get a Devoter's Devotion, which is money, I think, at least at this point in the league. Should be money. I'll throw these in my div stash. That's not my div stash. Man, if only I'd named them accurately. There we go. Throw these in my div stash. And I'm not going to hand in these 3 voices, I don't think, but I'll hand in everything else. So all of them. That one, that one, that one, that one. That one, that one. That one, that one. Okay, I'll roll over all the other div cards for you. Lionized Vision, nearly a full set. One of them, 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 ooh, one of them, ooh, one of them, one of them, one of them, ooh. Did I get lucky, or was that like a one of them, 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 one of them. One of them, one of them, one of them, one of them, one of them. Well, like, it could be multiple of them, but that one's 1. 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 4, 4, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1. Nice! What's a 3, 1, 1? It's the 4, 1 down low. Div card. Boom! And a div card. Boom! And a div card. Boom! And a div. Look at some chisels. And a gem cutter. And a gem cutter. And a lionized vision. Boom! It's the shit result from the lionized div card that gives you a line eye item, but there's a specific div card dedicated to the shit result of the lionized div card that gives you a specific lionized item. And a boom! Nice! Is it worth money? Is it still worth money? Oh yeah, it took me like 7 hours to price check stuff, but hey, it's like 90C. Can I have another one? Oh fuck yeah, can I have another one? Huh. Maybe it's worth farming arenas at this point in the league. It's probably not, because everyone's farming glaciers and printing money. You're welcome. And by the way, I have a thing that's better. I have a thing that's better than glaciers for printing money. So I don't know whether I should make a video on that and then change the meta again. Maybe we will. We probably will. Fuck it. Anyway, and a Belt of the Deceiver. Determination, and a Belt of the Deceiver. Wrath. Cool. Anyway, yeah. I'll throw these in here, and I'll throw these back in here, and I'll throw these in here because I don't give a shit about organization skills. I think that's everything. I'm gonna vendor all of these. These are all good for their own specific reasons. Everything in here is garbage. Everything on the right hand side is good. These are like worth 3 or 4C, but nothing major. Nothing else to say. I don't think. Oh yeah. Legion stuff didn't really roll over it or remember to check it or anything, but most of this, if not all of it, dropped from the Legion mechanic. I don't know if it's worth showing off. Hey, if you're watching this and it's no longer Legion League, this is the kind of stuff we got in Legion League. These are called incubators. Don't know whether they're in the core game or not. Hopefully they are. It's like a nice little reward mechanic. They probably aren't though, because if they are, they'd have their own dedicated tab by now, because Reddit would complain. But I think that's everything, yeah. Let me double check I didn't forget anything. Should be right. Yeah. See you in the next video, I guess.